talk about the number of exhibits
Yes.
we have. I believe it's a 55-acre park.
Yeah, the maintained grounds are about 55 acres, and that kind of little fenced-in area in the middle of the park, the actual zoo,
Yes.
is about 11 acres.
Okay.
So we're a relatively small facility when it comes
The
to
zoo itself,
zoos. I think right now we probably have 27 exhibits
Okay.
and approximately 45 species that are represented. Right now we've got some animals that you're not as likely to see because of some renovations that we're doing, and again I can talk to that a little bit. But in general, most of our animals are on exhibit every day of the year, able to be seen every day of the year. Now, sometimes we do have visitors who say, hey, I came and I didn't get to see this animal, or I didn't get to see the otters, and they were disappointed. And, one of the things I really like about our zoo is because we're free admission, because people can come back as many times as they want,
Yes.
we don't feel organizationally any pressure to make sure that the animals are at the front of the exhibit, kind of on display. Almost every one of our animals, almost every day of the year, has the choice to sit in the back corner under a bush or go back into its holding or its house or building and sleep the day away. And, from a ethical perspective, that makes me feel really good. The animal has choice. If it doesn't want to be in front of the people, it doesn't have to be.
The animal can come and go as it wants.
And we'll do things to encourage the animal to come out and be active so people get an opportunity to see it. But, we typically are not locking the animals out in front of the public. And we don't feel the need to do that. Every day we have our little routines, so especially with the dangerous animals, and we have a few dangerous animals, the animals get used to a routine where in the morning we'll if they're outside, we'll lock them outside and we'll clean inside and we'll put some food inside and then we'll open the doors and they'll come in, then we'll lock them inside so we can clean outside, those types of things. Okay. But in general, they have the choice of coming and going as they will.
The fun run.
Yes.
I understand it was to raise money for the meerkats.
Yeah. Yeah, so one of the...
I love meerkats. Meerkats.
They're very engaging and a lot of fun. One of the things that's part of our long-term plan at the zoo is to move towards larger, better animal exhibits with fewer animals overall.
More space.
More space. And in general, what we're trying to do is we're trying to improve the quality of the life for the animals. And certainly best practices today in 2019 are not the same as what was considered best practices back in 1986. And we have some exhibits that were built back in 1986 and really hadn't been changed much in between. So we have a long-term plan where we've been visiting a bunch of the exhibits to try and address these issues. And right now we have completely gutted the indoor meerkat exhibit. We're in the process of making it about 2.5 times as big as it used to be. When we're done, it will look a lot more naturalistic inside. And there's a few different reasons for this. In addition, just to, improving their quality of life in general, the new exhibit should promote more naturalistic behavior. The meerkats are, in fact, part of what we call a species survival plan, which means there's a bunch of different zoos in North America that hold meerkats. And we have a breeding program for them with the intent that we maintain a genetically diverse captive population.
Yes. Great.
So that if there's an opportunity in the future where we have somewhere where they can be protected, you can actually take these animals and reintroduce them to the wild. And there's a bunch of different of these SSPs, as we call them, that accredited zoos all around North America, and in fact,
yes,
Europe participate in. And the sandhill crane and the black-footed ferret out west, there are actual active programs to reintroduce these species to areas in the wild where they've been completely extirpated. So the meerkats kind of fall into this. And the larger exhibit will do a couple things. We think it'll better promote breeding, and we've had good breeding success in the past, but it will also help us better manage the offspring when they're born. The new facilities will allow us to segregate them somewhat. and give everybody more space.